Hi, this is Luke for Production Expert, and today I'm going to show you how to get your songs to the right level for streaming without adding distortion using tools from the Producer Pack from Nugent Audio. I'm going to be using Nugent ISL, the True Peak limiter, and also MasterCheck, which allows me to measure loudness and also to audition various streaming codecs that I'll be using for the service of my choice. So the limiter comes first, and that is playing into MasterCheck, and both of those are post-fade on my master fader. So I'll show you the limiter first. I'll put away MasterCheck right there and run the track. Okay, so there's no threshold control with ISL. If I want to apply more limiting, I'll just turn up the input like that. I'll pull it back for less. I'll make it louder. It also gives me more distortion. So I'll pull that back so it's hovering just below my ceiling. I enter that in here, so that is the True Peak limit value just there. I've got that set to -1. And we've got our reduction meter here. I'll just turn that up so you can hear it reducing. We've also got a history view as well. If we click that little H, that gives us the reduction over time. And it also shows us our steering and ducking values. Now for music, we want to avoid steering. So what we do there is make sure that our link is at 100% or near that. And as we unlink progressively, we should see more steering and less ducking. But for music, ducking is preferable over steering if you want a stable stereo image. Then we have our output meters over to the right, and we also have this very useful listen mode over here. So if I put it in auto mode, that lets me hear the same subjective level as I apply more or less limiting. So it helps me to make an objective decision there. Very useful. We've also got difference mode as well, so we can hear just the tops. Very well thought out, very easy to use. So to measure the effect of my limiting, I need to open up MasterCheck. So the UI for MasterCheck is very nicely thought out, very easy to use. So the first meter on the left, that is our integrated loudness value in LKFS or LUFS. They're the same thing. You can change that in the settings if you need to. The PSR value is here. That is the peak to short term ratio, and that's useful especially when comparing things subjectively between tracks. Below that, that is our integrated loudness value, so that is the main loudness of our track just there. And to the bottom left of that is our target loudness value as well, which we can enter in the settings. The offset button is a very quick way to match the level of your audio to the target level, but that can cause overs. The other way to do that is to take offset to match off and then adjust the amount of limiting back in ISL. Okay, so let's set our loudness and measure it. So as you can see, we've got our PSR and integrated values just here. So that's pretty quiet. My target is -13 at the moment, as defined in here in the presets. I can also do that in the settings down here. So all I have to do is turn up my limiter until I reach the target loudness that I'm going for. So ideally you want to listen to the whole track over time, because short loops will give you a less accurate reading because it is a real-time process. So if I just stop that and start it again, then MasterCheck will reset my integrated loudness value in this window here. So right now I'm a little bit over, well actually quite close. That's not quite so bad. If I wanted to make it a little bit louder, then I could turn it up here, but of course the trade-off is distortion, so I'm going to back it off a little bit as well. So I can also use MasterCheck to check against another reference and also to audition different streaming codecs. So I've got my external ref, and that's patched in using the Nugent Send plugin, so I've got an instantiation of that on my reference track. So if I go through here, it's back into MasterCheck, I can actually click this and hear my reference. If I click this button here, that's showing me the difference in between the two tracks. So the short term to peak ratio there, and also the integrated loudness just there. So there's a 3 dB difference at the moment. Very useful. Down here I can actually monitor different codecs in real time. So I've got my presets up here, and all I have to do is click monitor, and now I'm listening to this particular codec just here through the plugin, and I can even listen to the difference. So those are just the artifacts there that are being added. It's probably not a fair comparison because some of these codecs work on psychoacoustic principles, so what we're trying to do is just listen for the artifacts, but we should take that with a pinch of salt. We can audition these different ones. These red dots denote that these have actually caused true peak overs as well. So what we would do there is clear those and then pull our limiting down over here. There we go, so there's another clip just there. And in difference mode we can hear that this medium quality codec is giving us hardly any artifact at all. And that's listening to the whole thing in context. Just bear in mind though, you want to leave this knocked out of circuit when you go to bounce. So that is ISL and MasterCheck from the Nugent Producer Pack. Strong, clean masters that are ready for any platform. To find out more and to read the full article, head over to the Production Expert blog.